And the time is rapidly approaching 9:30. My great pleasure to welcome back to the studio from Neighbourhood Watch, Ray Summers. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Peter. And boy, it was a bit snappy. 8 degrees this morning.
Oh, yes, a bit Piccadilly. Definitely, it's on the way. Winter is coming rapidly, although the sunshine is nice for a break, isn't it?
That is, and there was snow up in Donnybewang yesterday.
Yes.
2 centimetres.
So all the Melbourne supporters will be looking forward to the opening of the skiing season.
You're not kind. Listen, I don't think you and I should talk very loud. I noticed... I was going to ask you how things are going, but I realised that Carlton North both nearly won.
That's right.
But they both lost.
That's right.
Carlton must be close to the bottom and North is not far above your team.
No, that's pretty true.
Next week will be better, I hope.
Yes. As my friend Aussie George says, next year will be better for Melbourne. Let me just have a quick look at the ladder here. Brisbane Lions on the bottom. Carlton just above them at 17, Gold Coast at 16, Geelong 15, St Kilda 14, North Melbourne number 11.
Goodness me.
Hey?
That's still a long way from the top 4.
It is a long way from the top, but you are gradually
I like the way you read the ladder from the bottom.
Well, I have to. It's the only way I can find Carlton's name.
Well, Peter, Neighbourhood Watch has been busy. During the last 4 weeks, we've had one or two field activities by delivering a message from local police to hotspots where there are robberies from cars and robberies from houses, etc., etc. And can you believe it? They still leave them open. At least they don't break the door locks getting them open.
Well, there is something to be said for that, I guess.
But it is incredible. Last Saturday, and that was a nice day, I was fearing that we might have run into rain, but the day got improved and it was pleasant working. We had our first Safe Pate day at Bunnings and it was a busy day. We fitted anti-theft screws to about 150 vehicles, and that's at the rate of one vehicle leaving our work area every 2 minutes.
That's pretty good. You weren't mucking around, were you?
No. And what's more, if you waited an extra 5, we gave you a grease and oil change.
My word, you're versatile, you Neighbourhood Watch folks, aren't you?
Oh, and we could swap number plates around. You could have one number plate on the front and a different one on the back. But anyway, that was in a 5-hour period we did. And I guess I didn't write this down to tell you. We've got to give an award to the best car that fits number plates, and that was an $80,000 or $90,000 Audi. They got the 4 circles, haven't they?
Yes.
Station wagon. Big unit, 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
We undid the 4 screws that hold the little pretty mount that goes around, and the number plate fell on the ground. That was it. That's all you got for 80,000. So we gave the guy some proper screws and asked that when he's back for a service, they ought to put the number plate on with this. But anyway. And for our good work, we received over $330 in donations, and we handed out some printed advice to drivers about lock-up and other issues. And we had our outing with our new high-vis vests with Neighbourhood Watch labels front and back, labelled Neighbourhood Watch Volunteer across the back. Plus, I must bring in a photo. We looked $1 million. And thanks to the 20-plus Neighbourhood Watch volunteers on duty throughout the day, and a special thanks to the local police, leading Senior Constable Beck Millen from Box Hill and leading Senior Constable Debbie Day from Manningham. Signage from Woodards, the 4 local politicians, Neil Angus, Bruce Atkinson, Michael Suker and Robert Clark for printing matter, and to Bunnings, a special thanks to them. I hope they're your sort of sponsors for the car park space and equipment provided for the day. So, all that went off well.
That's good.
We didn't have any I did make a note. And the prize for the males or females who damaged all those little safety cones, males won. They hit or ran over more of them than the ladies, so they got the gold medal. Now, that part was good, Peter. Here's the bad news. What's happening over the last 5 weeks in Whitehorse? Commercial burglaries. 8 reported, and it seems to be pharmacies in Mitcham and Woodhouse Grove that were visited.
No surprises there. Looking for drugs, of course.
Yes, it appears so. They don't get many cigarettes there. Residential burglaries. 91 all across Whitehorse. And you can go to our website and get the full detail. Theft from motor vehicles. A total of 73. And this is the latest fashion. They break into cars, find your personal papers and your mail, and even the house keys. So the thieves then visit the home. There's a fair chance it's vacant as well, so they can clean out your car and clean out your house as well. Double beam.
Oh, people are silly.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
I know on one of our visits to railway stations, there was personal mail on the seat. So I know where the car comes from.
Oh.
I didn't find the keys, but I know where they live.
But I know where they live, and off I go.
Yes.
No.
Theft of motor vehicles was 7 reported, and again it seems to be the older vehicle that doesn't have locking devices or lock down the system. It's ones without that facility. Theft, 16 reported, including a clean out of the Box Hill Rugby Club change rooms. While they're out training, they went through their bags and cleaned up $600 out of wallets.
Good.
And I suppose the door was left open.
Very likely.
Yeah. And, I suppose there's guys coming in and out. But if you watch it closely, you could clean it out in 10 minutes.
An opportunistic thief, like people stealing handbags from supermarket trolleys.
Yes.
Just trail somebody around long enough and bang,
right.
You'll make a killing. Yeah.
Now, detail of all of that, what's happened over the last 5 weeks, you can find on the Neighbourhood Watch Whitehorse website. And I'll read this, www.nhw.com.au/Whitehorse, and go to Street Watch Crime Trends, and all of that detail is on there. Now, let me tell you a bit about Graham Elder's pet activity, the Whitehorse Community Support Register.
Yeah.
Well over 250 people have booked in to have the benefits at no cost. The support register last month had a stall, visited the North Blackburn Shopping Centre and set up an information stall in the community area in the centre of the shopping centre, and that went off well. Their plans are to visit other local centres on Pension Day and tell oldies of the service available.
It's a good idea.
Yes, and for people, if you want to know more about that, you can contact the register at the Box Hill Police Station Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and their phone number is 8892 3385. I'll repeat that again, 8892 3385. And you can email them on communityregister@gmail.com. Now, this is not so good news. Well, it could have been worse, I guess. Family violence is on the rise. In Whitehorse, an increase of 1.08, and the state average was 4.3. In Whitehorse, the increased crime rates are breaches of court orders, family violence orders, intervention orders, and correction orders. And there was a 10%, this is good, there was a 10% drop in the possession of and use of drugs, but an increase in the drug cultivation and manufacturing. So while they solve one problem, up goes another.
Another one increases.
Yes. I wonder if they grow them between the cauliflowers and things like that.
Well, you'd make more money out of cauliflowers right now if you
At
could
the
sell
minute,
them.
wouldn't you? They're not a bad thing. They'd be in business. I heard the other day from a couple of drug squad people, in their helicopters, they're able to drive, because marijuana and certain plants that have been grown in houses, they give off this great heat because of the heating systems.
Yes.
And they can go around the helicopter. Oh, that's a hot house.
Heat detection.
Yes, 3 houses they put. Yep, there's another hot house. So then they line up with the power company
Yes.
to look at the power usage, and if the power usage is down very low, they know that instantly they're bypassing the meter, and so the story all unfolds. But what is interesting, when they grow these plants, and I'll say marijuana or whatever else, in pine plantations, those drug plants give off extra heat, which they can pick up in the helicopters, but they grow them in pine plantations because pine trees do the same thing. They give off this extra heat that the helicopter picks up. So that's a bit confusing.
It is a little, but thanks for the tip.
You'll have to put it in the apple orchard from now on.
That's right.
Some of those things about family violence, and I guess we're not surprised. In The Age, back in March, they named the top 10 risk factors for family violence. Well, harmed or threatened to harm victim, controlling behaviour, obsessive or jealous behaviour towards victim, threatened to kill the victim, I threatened to kill a couple of cats, drug and or alcohol use and misuse, tried to choke the victim, stalked the victim, unemployed, history of violence, depression and mental health issues. They're the top 10 things that are behind family violence. And that is still an enormous issue.
And the time, I'll just interrupt for a moment, the time is 19 minutes before 10 o'clock. You're listening to Monday Breakfast with Peter Cassidy, my studio guest Ray Summers from Neighbourhood Watch. Sorry, Ray.
Our listeners can't see this, but there's our crime prevention officer, and we've launched a new symbol for Neighbourhood Watch. That's Billy the Bear. What's his name? He's the new crime prevention officer.
He looks a lot like Paddington, I'd have to say.
Yes. Well, perhaps I called him Billy, but perhaps we can call him Paddington Bear.
Oh, no, there'd probably be a breach of copyright.
Oh, well, we're not worried. The police are on our side. But anyway, he actually is modelling the cut-down police uniforms that we're sending around the state and crime prevention officers are using in schools.
That's terrific. Kids would love that.
Well, yes, they do. They love being dressed up. And I thought to myself, Bex in this photo, she looks pretty smart, but the poor bloke, little bloke she's carrying, he's been belted up, I reckon.
Certainly in need of a shave.
Got his eyes shut so he can't see us. Peter, time's coming to an end. Can I remind you of a couple of things? Neighbourhood Watch website, and I mentioned that, www.nhw.com.au with a / and Whitehorse, and you can go to that and find all of those weekly police reports to Neighbourhood Watch. They're all there, and I think you go to crime. Did I say crimes? Oh, yes, there it is. Go to Street Watch Crime Trends, and you'll get all of that detail. Find out where people are. If you don't want to know about our administration, you can go to our email address is whitehorse@nhw.com.au. And next week, I'm having R&R.
Yes, you are. And good luck to you.
I'm off to Torquay.
Oh,
I've got my surfboard out and the fishing rod. And if it's cold, I'm taking the knitting as well.
Well, I hope you have a nice time down there. And who's standing in your stand?
Peter Alford. You've met Peter.
I've met Peter, yes.
He's the super area manager who looks after just about half of Mitcham. Anything on the west side of Mitcham Road is Peter's paddock to look after.
Oh, I look forward to
There
seeing
were there's well in excess of close to 4,000 homes up there.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he's got it big. Now, I had planned to bring along Senior Sergeant Tim Hardiman today, but he sent a note. He sent me his notes for today, and then the next day he said, "Sorry, Ray.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm set off somewhere else on Monday when I return from holidays, so I will line Tim up sometime during the year.
Look forward
Getting
to
back
that.
in again.
That'll be terrific.
So it's best to have a plan B.
Plan B. Yes.
Always.
Yes, pity we can't say that about our footy teams. Nonetheless, I'm not sure our coach has got a plan at all, but that's an entirely different subject for another day.
Another issue.
Ray Summers from Neighbourhood Watch, always a great pleasure seeing you. You enjoy your little break down at Torquay, and I'll look forward to welcoming Peter Alford a month from now, or on the third Monday of next month. And thank you for coming in, as always.
Thank you, Peter, for having us.
Good to see you. Thank you. And it's now just coming up